Hey guys, welcome to Let's Create Something. Today we're going to be talking about the 3 myths that stop people from making art. Myth number 1, don't be a copycat. Now this is so completely wrong. One of my best painting teachers told me at the beginning of the class, she said, if you see something you like, copy it and take it, because I guarantee you that artist took it from someone else. Art has been around so long that there is nothing new. Even if you think you came out with something new, I guarantee you somebody else already thought of it a long time ago. And that's in fact how we learn. We copy someone, especially in art. That was the whole thing of master and apprentices. The man would be a master and he would have an apprentice, and that person would, among other things, making paint and helping them, they would actually complete sections of their painting, in some cases the entire painting, and they would copy them and get down their exact technique, and then at the very end they would do an entire painting and present that to their master as the masterpiece. Yes guys, that's what masterpiece means. It doesn't mean a great piece of artwork. It's the piece of artwork they would literally present to their master. Yeah, you see? Learn something. History. But my point is, that's how you learn art. You copy someone. So if you see something online or on social media, something you like, copy it. Try to figure out what they did and how they did it to create that particular art piece. And if they have video on how to do it, even better. You can see exactly how they did it. Copy it, guys. Yes, copy it. Because as you copy what they did, you will learn a whole bunch of new things, and that'll just evolve into your own art style or whatever you're doing. Or maybe even if you just want to know what they did because you like what they did and you want to do it for yourself. There's nothing wrong with copying someone's art style or doing what they did. That is absolutely just a fear type myth thing, and it stops people from doing art, which it really shouldn't, because that's how art grows in the first place. Myth number 2, you have to have some type of gift in art to be able to do it. That is completely wrong. In fact, no one in art has ever just been born gifted. They're just people, for whatever reason, art fell into their lives and they pursued it. They liked it. They just put a little bit of effort into it and it went places. That's the truth. As for me, I'm not good at drawing. I will never be good at drawing. It takes me hours to do a drawing. It's really bad and I don't like it. I'm never going to be one of those people that can just go, whoa, an amazing art. And that's never going to be me. Yet I still do drawings, I still do paintings, and it's still good. So you'll find things that you're better at than others and you just focus on that, and for the other things, you just find ways around it. And that's what all artists do. A lot of artists, you know, they can't do everything, or they can just do a little bit, or they really like something so they really work on that. You know, you don't have to be born with this gift. You already have a gift of creativity. All people are creative, whether you think you are or not. You are creative because you have a brain that thinks, so that means you're creative. You have everything you need to make art, you just have to try. You know, and that's the truth. That really is the truth. It's just people who are artists is just because they're like, I'm gonna try to do that, and then they did it. That's how that happened. So you don't need to have this gift or this thing inside you that's been there all along. It's like, no, everyone has that. Everyone was born with it. All you have to do is try. Myth number 3, you need years and years of experience to create art. You really don't. I didn't know anything about painting or drawing, and I learned it all within a semester, so that's a couple months. And actually, I kind of learned everything in the first couple weeks because they teach you it, and then they just give you examples to work on. So it really didn't even take the full semester, it really just took those couple of weeks and me just trying. And that's the thing, people think art is this, oh, this mysterious type of wizardry magic, and it's really not. It's very basic. There's a few basic rules and guidelines, really. They're not even rules, they're just guidelines to help you. And once someone tells you them, it becomes very obvious. You're like, oh, that makes sense. It just took someone to tell me that for me to realize it. And that's pretty much what art is. It's just a few little basic guidelines that if you know, then you just take those and start creating things. And as you go along, you start to be like, well, I don't really like that rule or that guideline. And like, I like this looks better. And so you just kind of start throwing things together. And that's really what art is. It's just throwing things together and people just trying new things. And a lot of art happens by accident. It happens by accident at first, and then they're like, oh, I'll just do that thing again because it was awesome. So there isn't this whole mystical, like, oh, I put in the years, I put in so much years. Now, granted, you know, you put in the years, you start to get more, you know, it gets easier, just like anything. You know, when you start driving, you're really nervous, but then after a couple of months, you're like, oh, this is easy, and you kind of get a second nature about it. So that's with anything, though. And art's the same. But I'm just saying, there is no like big training course like I put in the 10 years to create. It's like, no, you really can learn whatever you want to learn in a short amount of time. All it takes is a little bit of effort and a little bit of help, and that's really all it is. Every art class I've had has just been the teacher giving me a tiny bit of help, a little bit of insight, and me just being like, oh, that makes so much sense, and then taking it off on my own. Art isn't this thing to be afraid of or thing that only certain people get to do. It's, no, we all can create it, and like I said, it only takes a little bit of effort, and I really mean it takes just a little bit of effort, a tiny bit of effort, just literally trying sometimes, trying more than once, just trying, and just a little bit of help. And that's why I made this channel. You know, I want to promote, go create something because you can. And that's what this channel is all about, showing you some tips and tricks in all forms of art, from drawing to cinematography, just little things in case, you want to make something. Here's where you can find, an easy guide to help you do what you want to do. So if you're into that, please subscribe below. Thank you for watching, and I really hope you won't let fear get in the way of you doing something that you want to do. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a cat right there. Probably gonna see him a lot. That's his favorite chair to sleep in. It's my chair, my art chair.